Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is a full moon in Scorpio reading from May 7th until June 5th when we have the full moon in Sagittarius. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is an intense fire energy, also ruled by Pluto, which is emotional depth and power. Scorpio represents sensuality, digging deep, especially going into those emotional depths to do shadow work, transformations, and especially the death and rebirth cycles. That's why I have my white roses out here for you guys, because it's depicted on the traditional death card in the Rider-Waite decks. So this full moon, to say the least, is going to be really intense. The moon is in Scorpio and the sun is in Taurus. This is the strength, the emotional intimacy of Scorpio versus that earthy material press of the bull. So be prepared for things that were hidden that will come to light. They may not feel all that pleasant, but it will induce a cycle of healing. Be prepared for deep insights and transformations at this time. And this is we're going to see things being coming to light, not only within ourselves, but within the community and at the global level as well, secrets that were kept hidden. And also don't be afraid to do the shadow work, because Scorpio is really supporting you on this insightful, transformative, and dark journey. Okay, so without further ado, Gemini, let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and our spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 7th to June 5th. Messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 7th to June 5th. Cancer energy. Lots of Cancer energy coming out here. Okay, interesting. Overall message is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is kind of a nasty energy in the sense that it's somebody who wants to win at all costs. Spirit is reminding you to take a difficult situation and transform because of it, to really see the situation. When you guys have moments of arguments or differences with others, competitions, fighting, that sort of thing, oftentimes people's true selves come out. And the Five of Swords is telling you that there might be somebody who's not playing fair, somebody who's out for revenge, somebody whose motives can't be trusted. And it's kind of it's a nasty feeling to be working with this Five of Swords energy. Hopefully, the Four of Swords that comes before this is all about healing and preparing for this battle, but this is sort of a nasty fight. Now, this could be an internal dialogue that you're having within yourself. It could be you and another person. Okay, so you guys will only know how it resonates with you, but you really need to take this time to see this as an opportunity to stand in your truth and stand in your authenticity. Remember that you can't control others, but you can control yourself. So it's more important than winning is to stand in your integrity. Okay, and it gets a little bit dicey because I'm getting, serpent energy where it's like moral and ethic type discussions or issues, and it's really important. These hit really hard at home. Okay, and again, shadow work, really taking a look at you and what's your truth, and do you stand in your truth, and can you seize this opportunity to to be your authentic self. And instead, I'm not saying that you're going to lose or that you're at the losing end, but take a look at what's more important, winning or standing in your integrity. Okay, so Gemini, you guys are coming out as the Chariot energy, which I love, but the Chariot is a card of battle. It's a warrior card. Some of you guys are spiritual warriors. Some of you are actually feeling like you're confronting the battles, everyday battles, whether it's tests, whether it's work, whether it's, actually fighting with somebody that you're in a love relationship with or within a family, or maybe you just feel like you're under siege or you're fighting for something. I really see that in the Chariot card. The Chariot card is represented by Cancer, so you guys might have either Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or Libra, Gemini. Obviously, you guys have Gemini energy or air in your charts, or dealing with another air sign or water sign here. Because down through the middle here, we have all water. Okay, so I'm seeing that, either this is in your chart, heavily in your chart, you're exhibiting these qualities, or you're dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now, this is a Scorpio full moon, which is also represented by water, so it could be timing as well for some of you. The Chariot card is all about finding creative solutions to your problems. It may be not confronting something head on. Okay, because the chariot, in ancient Rome, and whenever we actually used chariots before, chariots couldn't fight head on because the horses would collide and there would be a big mess. But what they could do was find a way to come up alongside the other charioteer and fight that way. Okay, and I hope my hand movements help you see that. I'm being such a goof. Okay, and so the Chariot card is a beautiful card. It's about potency. It's also lesser referred to as a card of speech and authenticity and speaking your truth. It's also deciding which path you're going to take and using your strength and your will to get the two beasts that pull the chariot to move in one singular direction to accomplish a goal. Okay, so the way that you're projecting yourself here, though, is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is sort of dealing with, it's the aftermath of the Three of Cups, right? It's sadness and disappointment, heartbreak, trauma. Some of you might be discovering that you're in a third-party situation, or somebody that you trust can't be trusted. Some sort of betrayal is what I'm getting. And all of these things that were hidden are coming to light. You're finding something out, and it's disappointing for you. It's sad. Somebody might be offering you help, but they may not be able to, they don't know how to reach out to you. Okay, and it's really important here, like believing that you can do it all on your own. Yes, I mean, some of us, I'm not saying you can't, but some of us, to our detriment, don't ask for help, or don't allow ourselves to receive help, and that ends up becoming more ego, and that's something that we run the risk of becoming a martyr rather than accepting help, okay, and unifying in order to tackle this problem, or in order to have the best outcome for everyone. So the Four of Cups can also be rejecting that help, rejecting that, that normally there's a fourth cup that spirit or somebody is coming in to offer you, and it's the Ace of Cups. It's unconditional love and it's help. And here he can't see anything except for all of the water that's been spilt on the ground. So there's also a need to sort of pull back, give yourself some time and some space, some distance between this person and the situation, okay, so that you can see the big picture, and so that you don't lose yourself, okay, because you don't want to become so overly exhausted that then you can't go on, right? Or that, to your own detriment. Now, what's blocking you is Hierophant energy. So some of you might be dealing with a Hierophant, with a Taurus. For some of you, this might be a marriage that's run its course, some sort of contract. It could be verbal or written, so it could be with a job. It could be something that's just understood, like an understanding that you have between you and a sibling, between you and a friend. Okay, but somebody's commitment here. So either you've been committed despite, you've been very stubborn and committed despite the fact that the other person wasn't playing fair, or didn't have the same motives as you did, or you do, okay, and that's been blinding you, or somebody here is controlling you. One, or you or somebody else has become dogmatic, okay, and there's this, and I'm getting here, with this Five of Swords energy, some of you might have gotten to the point where you not only disagree, but you're about to rebel. And again, there's a need for you to see the big picture with this. Okay, like, is that worth it? Because I'm saying that for some of you might be feeling too controlled. by some sort of, thou shalt type rules, or maybe somebody's putting, I'm getting that this hierophant, somebody's saying you need to do this. You can't go out without me. You need to wear this type of clothes. It can be anything. And you're just like, you're ready to, take up arms. You're ready to just like blow SHIT up, and not in reality, of course, just, you're ready to just sort of burn your bridges here, because you're feeling that restriction from the Hierophant. What's interesting here, the Hierophant card, if you take a look, he's making his positioning is the same as the Magician. So Spirit does want you to know that you have more control than you believe. Some of you might have been handing your power over to somebody else, okay, and sort of unwittingly, just sort of to keep the peace. All right, and you're getting to a point where that's not okay, right? Or you haven't been, speaking your truth, and you're letting that sort of boil up, until this explosion. The next card out is what do you need to do to overcome these obstacles? This is the Eight of Cups. Spirit saying walk away. It's time for you to walk away from someone or something. It could be also walking away, like again, giving yourself that distance, like walking away from any dogma that you've been holding on to. Maybe it's changing, maybe it's being a little bit more open-minded, again, seeing things a little bit more big picture. Because I feel like my gems or somebody you've been dealing with has had a lot of tunnel vision here, especially with the Four of Cups focusing on the negative, anchored in the coulda, woulda, shouldas, anchored in the, victim type mentality. Again, it does not have to be you. It very well could be somebody else. Okay. But yeah, Spirit's saying it's time to walk away. There's a situation that may have run its course. For Libra, it was interesting. Their energy was, it was the Queen of Cups being guided through a karmic ending. And I'm kind of getting that same message for you guys here. That some of you guys are being guided through either it's a karmic ending or some type of healing. Okay. What you can do within in order to help achieve your desires, Page of Wands. This is let your light shine. Bring a little bit of joy and happiness. Commune with spirit. Prayer, meditation. The Page of Wands he's sort of like the minor arcana version of the Fool for me. He's optimistic. He's kind of okay with everything that's happened. He's just willing to put one foot in front of the other because he knows it's time to start a new journey, and this new journey is going to be fruitful, beautiful, pleasant. It might have its bumps along the road, but he so trusts himself. He has so much confidence and charisma. He knows that he can attract good people and good experiences. This could be an upbeat message that comes to you as well. He's holding this scroll, but he's just so happy on his swing. He's sort of bringing this childlike pleasure and joy back to his life. So really focus on what it is that makes you guys happy. Okay, my dear Geminis? What you can learn from the outside world or others to help you manifest your goals. King of Cups, emotional balance, creativity. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. The King of Cups, so the only worry is if he's in the reverse, if he's imbalanced, he has a tendency to sort of drown his sorrows. That can be literally or figuratively. Watch out for any sort of, for any drinking or any excess. It doesn't have to just be alcohol. Sometimes we're feeling bad about ourselves or a situation, so we go shopping, or maybe too much online shopping, or maybe it's burying ourselves in books or movies, which are beautiful, wonderful things to do, unless we're using that as a tool to sort of deaden the senses or ignore what's really going on within us. The King of Cups is nurturing and beautiful. He's kind of this quiet wisdom. He's not out there, like the King of Wands energy, and he's not like the King of Swords energy, this sort of imposing. He's this quiet wisdom. He's very spiritual, so the need for spirituality at this time as well, where you can find, and the Hierophant can represent larger organizations, governments, educations, higher educations, churches, temples, that sort of thing. But this is, remember, as your block. So finding your own religion. Okay, it might be blending various different types. If there's ever, a group or a person that says, well, I'm right and this is wrong as far as spiritual beliefs go, I always feel like, for me personally, that's a red flag. Live and let live. That you can definitely, I like the universalist approach, that people have been doing things for thousands of years and they've been different and they've all worked, depending on cultures and, countries. And, the spiritual beliefs are similar throughout the world, but they're not exactly the same. So there's no reason you can't blend. Okay. So don't get stuck in any dogma here, Spirit is saying. And the King of Cups, is also, he's also this joyous, people who get to know the King of Cups, he doesn't share it, the Suit of Cups, the court cards, they don't, the King and the Queen in particular, they're emotional beings and they do protect themselves, okay? And so they might have sort of a quiet exterior. But once you get to know people like this, and this is true of most water signs, I know we're in a Gemini reading, but I'm a Cancer, so I can speak freely on this subject. But with most water signs, and this King of Cups represents water signs, they have a quiet sort of wisdom to them. And once you get to know them, though, they do have this really lighthearted, fun, and playful, kind of loony side to them as well. But very few people get to see that. Only the people that they're close to or that they let in. And that's usually few and far between. So it might be time to sort of take on some of this energy, my dearest Geminis. Whoops. Your final outcome card is your projected outcome, right? The Page of Cups. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So either making an offering or an apology, or receiving an apology, or, or receiving an offer, a heartfelt offer, a committed offer. This is about balancing out your emotions. This is getting real on what it is you want. This person, she's trying to get water out of a cup, but there are holes in the spoon. So really taking a look and see what needs to be healed on an emotional level. Remember that Scorpio is supporting us in seeing the truth behind situations, maybe seeing that this spoon you've been given has holes in it. Okay, and how you can patch up those holes, or do you need to go get a whole different spoon? Regardless, this awareness of those leaks is going to be unpleasant, but it's also going to bring about this healing that, that we're talking about. And it's also going to require, sorry, I'm stuttering here. It's going to require that you go inward. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Good Tarot for my dear Geminis from May 7th to June 5th. Yeah, here we go. I knew this card was going to come out. She's come out in a lot of my readings, but remember how I was talking to you about, the Queen of Cups being guided through a karmic ending. And you have the King and the Queen of Cups here. So again, for some of you, this is going to be a soulmate, twin flame, counterpart, divine counterpart situation. Okay, so we do have a divine partnership. For some of you, it will have to do with a marriage. I am seeing the King and the Queen of Cups and the King of Earth. So 1 Queen, 2 Kings, and the Hierophant card. So again, some of you, this has to do with third-party situation. And if we go back and look, there are 3 holes in that spoon. Some of you are going to be finding out that somebody hasn't been honest with you, and they might have somebody on the side, or it just means you're in a third-party situation, which doesn't have to be romance, but it's just a lack of loyalty, okay, or commitment to the relationship. The King of Earth is beautiful. He's offering stability. Again, some of you might have an offer coming in of someone that's going to offer you stability, maybe a job offer, okay, a contract. Yes, 9 of Cups, everything you could have ever wished for. And everything you could have ever wished for, total wish fulfillment. So again, focus on the things you want, Gemini, not the things you don't want. And this is so crazy. This combination of Queen of Water and 10 of Air have come out so much in so many readings. Again, karmic endings. This is an ending, the Queen of Cups. I feel like Gemini, that's your energy, this maternal, loving energy, this psychic, your psychic abilities are at an all-time high. You're being guided through this karmic ending. Some of you are moving towards an earth sign. Some of you are moving away from an earth sign, Hierophant and the King of Earth. Something that you once thought brought you stability. Okay. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a longer reading, my Geminis, than some of the others, but I feel like I need to... this is from the Good Tarot, and I'm just going to read some of the mantras here for the Ten of Air. Graceful endings and hopeful beginnings meet, a point of epiphany and an end to old ways of thinking. It's all up from here as I bless the ending, grateful for the lessons I have learned that can free me from patterns that no longer serve me. I allow my circumstances to end with grace, as I know something better can appear at any time. I am thankful that from now on, I can respond differently to any challenging situation. Yeah, and some of you are manifesting your heart's desire here. And again, 8 of Cups. Spirit was telling us to walk away. Gemini, Venus is in Gemini and about to go retrograde. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for those readings that I'm going to be doing for you guys. But you might want to research that astrology as well. We also have the North and South nodes moving from Capricorn and Cancer into Sagittarius and Gemini. And this is a very important astrological event that I also suggest that you research for yourself personally. Samadhi, perfect acceptance. Oh, yes, ma'am. Look at that. I just want you to look at the power in this card. You're just accepting it. Everything I just read about that 10 of air, accepting this ending, accepting, accepting it with grace, and even if previously it meant defeat for you, you're not seeing it that way anymore. And others may see it as defeat. You don't. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be. But it's that perfect, beautiful acceptance. Doable. The key is within your grasp. So it's all happening, Gemini. It's all happening. All of this is within your grasp. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Karmic ending, leading us to some beautiful transformations, healing, and new beginnings. Final message for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 7th to June 5th. I am using the Crystal Healing Wisdom Oracle by Judy Hall. I'm also going to read from the book. These are very powerful cards. Okay, Bumblebee Jasper. Look at that, number 6. 6 is my card of Venus and love, unconditional love. All right, so those of you, if you do work with crystals, you might want to get your hands on some Bumblebee Jasper. Cards are just fine as well, or you just might want to meditate on, the properties of this crystal. All right, Bumblebee Jasper is all about trust. Bumblebee Jasper's startling colors instill a new vibration. The stone stimulates new projects, bringing you the message that you must have honesty in your life. Yeah, and this is not honest. Some of you have either not been honest with yourselves, or someone here you're finding out hasn't been honest with you. A moment of fertilization. You are being open to new possibilities. Remember that the bee is not aerodynamically designed to fly, but it does. Cut through doubt and uncertainty. Relax and focus. Clear sight is needed. Visualize your future. Love and good fortune rush toward you. Grasp opportunities. Be a leader, but avoid arrogance. Trust the universe. You overcome obstacles. Someone new lights up your life. Food intolerances and other allergies may underlie any physical discomfort you experience. The frequency of this stone is earthy. Your chakra is sacral, solar plexus. Timing is Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius. And your soul path, triumph over the impossible. Just the message on this card is that you are a divine being with immense inner riches holding the bright, energizing light of the sun. You were born to carry out a specific task. Charismatic, you naturally attract people. You have inner strength and courageously go where others do not dare. Harvest your resources and put them to work to heal this disease. Dis-ease, not disease. You guys, this is a beautiful reading. As some of you may know, my Venus is in Gemini, so I also claim the messages here on this reading. absolutely gorgeous. There's some work to do. It's not going to be easy. You guys are completely divinely supported. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all the love and support you guys show this channel, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.